Okay, hello YouTube. Today we're going to be doing the review portion of this video on this Ibanez S540 LTD Custom. This would be the EG, which I assume would, resemble emerald green, even though I think this is more the color of, or at least has turned into the color of, I kind of like scrubs of a nurse, almost. But anyway, let's go through the specs of this guitar. But let me first just say I got this in a trade for the Dean RC8X, and I just finished doing a sound test on this. So a lot of you request, you do a sound test with this video, because a lot of times I just do straight up just talking, and some people don't really appreciate that. I'm kind of one of those guys that just like, I'll watch a video that's like an hour long of somebody just discussing gear, because it's just awesome. But anyway, remarkable, honestly remarkable. Although I'm probably going to be trading this, it is still remarkable. Let's say, this was made in 1993, so it's literally as old as I am, which is pretty crazy. It's pretty much all original, except for this pickup, which doesn't have a name on it. But, it's pretty hot. It's like really, 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 really hot. It is like so gainy, I don't even know how to describe it. I'm not a huge fan of it, but a lot of people go for that. Not me. I like kind of cut, more tight pickups, or like 80s sounding pickups. Like I sound like I'm in a bitchin' hair band. But anyway, I don't know if the camera's getting me or not, but they always get me like right here, and I have to re-record the video. It's so annoying. So I have to like go through the same video like 100 times. But yeah. Anyway, let's start going through, let's just say the woods first of all. So we got a Rosewood Fingerboard right here. 22 frets, of course, it's an S. So a lot of times they'll have 22 frets. Even like Herman Lee's S470 had, 22 frets for a while, that mahogany oil-based one. But anyway, check out this neck. It is a one-piece maple, but it is amazing. And notice there's no stress cracks here. A lot of times they will develop a stress crack over time where it is drilled through the neck for the nut. So that is in great condition. No cracks anywhere on this thing. Crazy. 20 years old. Ibanez is, you think this is a flimsy guitar. This is a solid piece of mahogany body. And it's literally like as resonant, if not more resonant, than fixed bridge guitars I've played. A lot of them. More resonant than the RC8X any day of the week. Even though I miss the RC8X, I don't even know why I traded for it. Traded it, but trade back. Anyway, it's pretty resonant, like the Soloist. So, so that's the woods that we got. Just mahogany body, maple neck, rosewood fingerboard. We're not getting fancy with 3-piece, 5-piece neck, whatever, 7-piece like some Edwards have. But we're just keeping it simple. I know this shirt makes me look like I'm fat, but I'm really not. Getting some muscle too, by the way. Anyway, so let's go over the hardware on this right now. We have a Low Pro Edge. It doesn't even say it on there. So up here, guys, up here. Low Pro Edge, like no oxidation, no wear or anything on it. It's crazy how this hardware just stays like amazing. And that like gunmetal kind of dark black nickel kind of color. The brackets are the same. The volume and tone knob, the tone and volume knob, whatever. Same with the gears. Now the gears, it doesn't say what they are. It just says "Made in Japan" on them. Yeah, and so I just assume they're Ibanez, like die-cast. They're not. Same thing. It actually even looks nice. The string tree, same thing. If anyone wants to help me out here in the comment section below, why do they put string trees on guitars like this? Because, once it locks down, from this point on, I could saw off the headstock, and it does not matter. It will still, pretty much be in tune, kind of deal. But why would you have a string tree? This thing stays in tune crazy good. Why would I have to worry about that? But you do. These strap locks are awesome. Still pretty tight, pretty sturdy. They're pretty thin though. The body is super, super, super thin. It's kind of got like a arched back almost. nice. Wish you could hear the music louder, but don't want to turn it up too loud. Bolt-on neck construction, 4 bolts. I do, in order to get my tuning that I use, drop B, I run a 60, 46, 36, 22 unwound, thank you Demop, 17, and then a 13, right, in order to get that tuning, so I get nice low action. Well, this is fairly low. I think the weather, it's changing right now, obviously. Really bad in New England, so I have to constantly adjust it, but I decided to go with 4 springs, but notice how I can't really go any farther in the body. The screws are pretty far in there, so there's like a ton of tension on this neck. But it's holding up like amazing. The neck is, I'm pretty sure, just like a 14-inch radius all around, like a lot of Ibanez are. So I'm not really used to, I'm used to the 12 to 16 compound radius where, I don't know, I find reaching on here is like a little bit harder, and the neck's a little skinnier than the Jackson, but it's still pretty nice. And some of those guitars that I keep it on the stand over there, just need a cup of tea while I have the guitar with me, so I just walk downstairs and while it's waiting, and then turns out the tea gets cold and everything, or I'll go by the fire and play. But anyway, so we went over the hardware. Oh, and the pickups, this is an Ibanez USA F1, an Ibanez USA C3, I think. Yep, C3. And then that would be probably the F2, I'm assuming. That would go there originally. We have a 5-way selector. So the 5-way selector works as following. All the way back, you have the bridge. You go up 1, those 2, then just the middle, and these 2, then this, and the neck. Ooh, okay. This little cap, I don't know, I put a replacement cap on here, to black to make it look cooler, and, whatever. That's pretty cool. So it's definitely extremely versatile in tone. I, believe it or not, never really had a guitar with single coil in it. I always just went like 2 humbuckers kind of deal. In the clean tones that offer single coil are very, very honest. I think on distortion it doesn't really sound good paired with anything, but on its own it has its own kind of tone. But if it's like paired with a bridge, it sounds like not. I mean, you go for that kind of certain tone, but I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm kind of picky about the tone. I kind of like a brutally Carcass, like Napalm Deathy kind of, that kind of balls in your face, decapitated, punch you in the face till you bleed a bunch. Even though I'd probably be like 1 hit in the nose, but it's just like you take someone's head and you just smashed against the wall, like that in balls metal sound. That's what I kind of go for. Even though a lot of stuff I don't really play is like that, just happy anime music, anime girls, stuff like that, hentai music. But this guitar is pretty versatile. The neck pickup's like huge sounding. You'll see in the sound test. Mr. Kitty Suit. But anyway, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, it's really not that hard to get up to the upper frets, really, but I would kind of like it to be 24 frets, so you can, so reaching's just easier. So we got jumbo frets, extra jumbo frets, so they're fat and they're tall. Okay. So what else am I going to say about this guitar? It's really comfortable when you stand and play it, but I'd have to say my main complaint about this guitar, I mean, say I don't like the pickups, just swap them out, whatever. Pickups aren't huge important to me because you can always, with a post-market upgrade, or if the tremolo's not that good, even though I would never swap out this tremolo. This trem's like getting spot on, man. Low pro edge rules. But it's a post-market upgrade, so whatever. Anything with electronics, you can change that. The main things I worry about in a guitar would be the playability, the feel. I mean, yeah, I could swap out the neck if I didn't like it, but I'm still limited to 22. Say I move it to a 24 fret neck, Ibanez neck. The intonation's going to be off. I'm going to have issues with the intonation, unless if I move the bridge back or forward or however that's calculated. But So you're kind of stuck with 22 frets. But you know, this doesn't bother me. I'm not wailing up here the whole time. But it just makes it more comfortable, and the fret spacing on 24, I'm used to that, opposed to the 22, which is just a hair different. Not a hair different, it's the same, but it's like, it's just the radius makes a difference for me, so you gotta worry about the radius of the neck. How wide, how skinny it is, and the body. Is it comfortable for you to play? That's why I don't get along with V's, because you gotta sit like this all the time and play them like this, and they always go like that. They always want to come down. So the problem I find with this guitar is, an issue I have with a lot of kind of guitars, like acoustic guitars and everything, I find this issue a lot I have with, would be, this guitar's, the thing with my soloists, the guitar works with you. It says, you know, I'm your guitar. I'm going to conform to you, and you are going to play me. You're going to do some bitchin' 80s riffs, and you're going to play me, right? With this, it's kind of like, I'm the guitar, I will play you kind of deal. As in, like, see, there's no contour on the back, and that bothers me. Even though it's super thin, I like it when it comes into your body kind of deal. It's just way more comfortable to play, and they normally have, like, a contour down here, which this really doesn't have. The contour that lets your arm go in, like the side kind of deal. So that's where my qualm is with this guitar. The contour, I just need the contour. Even though it's so thin, it's already on your body, my arm still has to go around. I mean, so I would kind of like that lip. And I frankly don't think this guitar can do that, because it's so thin that what it does have, you need it. And it already has this taken out, so it's like, jeez, I mean, it has a huge hole in the back and everything, like, but it's still incredibly resonant. So that's my only issue, really. And if you would call that an issue, that's my issue with acoustic guitars too. There's no contour, so it's like, here's the guitar, wrap yourself around it to play it. You know, for a lot of people, they love it. They wouldn't have it any other way. Me, I'm the other way around. I want less things to worry about, so I'd rather have guitar contour to me, because that'd be something less to worry about. Okay, so a feature I forgot to mention would be these inlays. These are shark tooth inlays, not the shark fins. I know I'm about the sharks with these guitars, but it says custom made at the 21st fret. But these are kind of like mirror almost looking. They shine, so that's cool. That's kind of what I like. The 80s. The 80s, man. 80s, 90s. Like, awesome riffage. This guitar would be awesome for that. Frank Gambale shreddage. Herman Lee shredded. I mean, I like a lot of music from a lot of different generations, but this, just in terms of guitars, I always kind of go for that kind of vibe. It's kind of guitars on basses. Basses, I go for like I don't even know how to describe it. Like if John Patitucci would play it, I'd play it like that. You know, like, yes. Or like the hipster kind of natural wood look. I go for that a lot too. But anyway, yeah, I hope you... Oh, and let us not forget the binding. This, like, cream yellowy binding, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty much it on this guitar, though. I mean, it's just... Another fun fact that I might want to mention would be the headstock. It does not say S-Series on there, or, you know, Prestige, or Premium, or, well, you know, they came after the Premium J Customs and stuff, but I would say that that's neat that it doesn't say that information on there. So yeah, we'll give you some close-ups of the guitar, and any questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. Alright, thanks. We'll just put it right here, and let's flip the guitar around. Yeah, that is. Whatever. Not that great. Take the truss rod cover off, like the bones. You can see these inlays, they kind they're not just white or anything. Yeah, you get that glare. Okay. Let's put it on its side. So this is what it looks like from my crotch's point of view. Like, for the guitar. I'm trying to think of anything I didn't mention. Maybe the input jack, kind of like traditional Fender kind of style. Just stick it in there. Anyway, so we got the back. Yeah, see what I said about the screws? Like a boss. Alright, don't clear up. Yeah, just one little electronics cavity. You open to that, and it's just like a mess of wires. So there we go. Something that people love to see. Made in Japan. Okay. And then final view we'll give is this. What it would look like, you know, sitting in your lap or whatever. Let's not do that. You don't want to see my somewhat freshly shaven legs. Alright. Everyone loves this view. See how thin it is now? It's pretty boss. You know, I don't even know if I want to trade it or not. I love it. But yeah, if you got any Jacksons or anything you want to trade me, 7 strings extended scale length or 8 strings extended scale length with Floyd Rose, I'm game. Alright, see you later, YouTube. Have fun.